Parents from Hell, the story of Ethan Ray Belcher. So Ethan was born July 20th of 2017 to parents Valerie Hamilton and Jonathan Belcher. Later on, Valerie and Jonathan would split up. Valerie would start a new relationship with this guy, Shane Shelton. We don't know if they were legally married, but Shane was referred to as Ethan's stepdad. Ethan's biological family says he was a happy little boy. He really enjoyed going to the park playing with his brother. But on January 23rd, Detroit police officers responded to a 911 call to an unknown problem at their residence. Once the police got there, they saw the paramedics putting 5-year-old Ethan into the ambulance. And later, Ethan would die at the hospital. But when hospital staff and the medical examiner looked over Ethan's body, they found some strange marks, bruises, and wounds. Ethan had loop-shaped bruises that indicated he had been beaten with a cord-like object. And that little baby was also suffering with gangrene in one of his toes. He had strange bruises on his body. So investigators spoke with the other children living in the home. And they told police that Shane and Valerie would often beat 5-year-old Ethan and his 3-year-old little brother. That they would lock the two boys in the basement. That the basement was ranked with feces and sewage water. Police also found incriminating texts between the couple, and those text messages told a horrible story of child abuse. Shane tells Valerie, beat the dog crap out of that little MF. In another text, Valerie says that she is going to slam the kids so hard that their heads will pop. So Shane and Valerie were arrested. They were charged with felony homicide, torture, and conspiracy to commit torture, and with first-degree child abuse. CPS took custody of Ethan's little brother and he was placed into foster care. But this would be the very case that blew CPS out the water. Altogether, there were more than 20 calls made to CPS on behalf of Ethan and his little brother. At least a dozen of these phone calls came from their own family members. The neighbor said she called the police at least 30 times on Shane Shelton for harassing her and her child who had autism. He even said that Shane pulled a weapon on her and her child. Now, of course, the police department claims they never received one phone call from this neighbor about Shane Shelton. But I do not believe them. Because Ethan's aunt, Ashley Belcher, has proof that she took these children to the doctor several times after they suffered a lot of abuse by their parents. And CPS and the police department would do nothing and they would not let Ashley have custody of the boys. Ashley even had pictures. So what does that say about our system? The house they were living in should have been enough for CPS or the police department to remove these children. That home should have been condemned a long time ago. It was absolutely disgusting and falling apart. Ethan had gangrene in one of his toes. Y'all know what gangrene is? So you know, if left untreated, it is deadly. My great-grandmother was 23 years old when she fell on a wood stove and cut her leg. She got gangrene and they had to remove her leg to save her life. Gangrene is very serious and it shouldn't be taken lightly. What I can't understand is why CPS stood by and did nothing. Why the police did nothing. All of these officials involved are mandated reporters. These children suffered a lot of torture and abuse throughout their short lives. America needs to wake up and this has to stop.